Jermaine Foster.
BBC Radio Merseyside.
So despite being in lockdown here on the evening show, we haven't been short of people getting involved with the arts. Theatres are obviously closed for the time being. Fingers crossed that'll change sometime soon. But being creatives as they are, they haven't just sat back and taken that. They've adapted different works, and some people have. They've adapted different works into things like radio plays, on-the-street performances, online shows, all kinds of stuff have been going on. Now, one arts organisation doing that is one called No Place Productions, who have created a radio soap drama, and it's called Someday Soon. Now, the co-founder and the director of No Place Productions is a gentleman by the name of John Burns, and he told me a bit more about himself before we got into what the play is all about.
I am the co-director of No Place Productions. We are a touring theatre company, and what we do is we deliver live drama performances and workshops, and we work in the community, in prisons and in rehabs right across the UK. We're a grassroots-based theatre company here in Liverpool, and so we champion local artists in all of the work we do. That's really important to us.
And obviously now with COVID and what's going on worldwide, I'm guessing these last few months haven't been the most productive for No Place Productions.
Yeah, I mean, it's been the same for everybody, hasn't it? Our face-to-face stuff has just stopped, obviously, because as a lot of other people's things have stopped. And that's where Someday Soon, our latest project, was birthed from. We looked at what we do and how can we do that virtually, and how can we still try and reach these people while the pandemic's going on? How can we still do the work we do and reach those hard-to-reach communities?
And how did you go about doing that, John?
So we developed our project, Someday Soon. And essentially what Someday Soon is, it's a series of virtual creative writing workshops that were made available through our YouTube, our social media channels, and on our websites. And they were designed for anybody and everybody to take part free of charge. All you needed was a pen. And the idea behind this project was, like I said, reconnection. You know, it's a project designed to bring people back together after a tough lockdown. So essentially what it comprised of was our team, along with everybody who was listening. We did different creative writing workshops together, which gave listeners the opportunity to use the workshops and come up with different characters, storylines, dialogues. As each episode was released, that was basically covering a different side of writing. Mm-hmm. And what we did then was we asked listeners to send us all of their ideas and contributions. Anything they came up with, they could have done a single workshop or 3 workshops, however they liked. And then what we did is we used all of them contributions, a little something from everyone, and we collated them into a storyline, which then became the basis for our radio soap drama.
Amazing. That sounds pretty cool. Were you getting a lot of people involved in that? Because it sounds like definitely something you'd want to do, especially during lockdown.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's climbing the walls, aren't they? I personally learned to juggle, which says a lot. I might be an artist, but I've never juggled before, so I'm going to learn how to juggle.
Everybody's learned crazy skills during this time. It's amazing.
Oh, absolutely. Obviously, the numbers that we received back in terms of contributions, we had over 75 contributions. This is people who took part in the workshops and took the time out to come up with stories, characters, worlds, whatever it may be. And the contributions that we received were so varied you wouldn't believe. You know, we had a fantastic amount of responses, and we received contributions from people from all corners of society, different backgrounds, ages and stuff like that. And every single one of the contributions had its own little tiny unique thread that, you know, in conjunction with all the other ones, we put together, and we took a little something from everything, and that created our world. So just to give you an idea of the vast amount of people that got involved, we received a contribution from a taxi driver, so a local Liverpool cabbie, who did these workshops by listening to them while he was at work. So I'm hoping he pulled over. Then he listened to them and he came up with bits and bobs. Then we received that from him. He was 66. And it went all the way down to, we actually received a contribution from a young boy called Rocco, who was only 10 years of age. Wow. And he actually did a automatic writing workshop, which is one of the episodes. And we actually took a piece of his automatic writing verbatim, which is word for word. And that is actually become a big part of the drama.
Wow. And he's only 10.
He was 10 years. I nearly fell over how good his automatic writing was. It was so mature for his age, and it obviously shows that these workshops can be done by anyone and everyone, you know, and people often get scared to get involved in stuff like this, but if a 10-year-old boy can do it and a 66-year-old cabbie can do it, I'm sure everyone in between can do it too.
I mean, we're going to talk a bit more about Someday Soon, but in your opinion, John, how important is it when places like yourself put out these kind of invitations? How important is it that people do actually get involved? And not just that, how important is it for the arts itself, for the people that get involved, and for you guys that put it on?
Oh, massively important. It's massively important for everybody, you know. I mean, at a time like this when everything's uncertain, I mean, there's a lot to be said for the arts, and we champion it in terms of it's a fantastic way of connecting people, reconnecting people, and making people feel closer to their community. You know, during this pandemic, there's a lot of people who've been. I'm luckily enough one of the people who's been isolated with family members, but a lot of people who've been on their own. So what we wanted more than ever when we put this out was for those people who were feeling most disconnected to take part, and it's so important for them to realise that other people are here. There is something for you to do. We are here to listen. We are here to be together as a community. And for us, the amount of contributions we received from people who obviously told us that they were, through their contributions and when they sent us their emails and stuff, that they were either isolating alone or they'd had very little contact with family members, and this was a big support for them. That was obviously heartwarming for us, because that was one of the major driving forces behind us coming up with this.
I mean, you've gathered all the ideas together now. You said you had quite a few contributions from 10 years old right up to 66, which is amazing. So what's the next step now with this? Are they being recorded by professional actors, or is it...
So what we did was we took a little bit of something from every single one, myself, Rachel, and one of our other MPP team members, Carl. We collated all the ideas together, and it wasn't always exactly like a character or an exact storyline, but we took maybe themes, and we took something from everything, and we sat around the table, the three of us, and we came up with a storyline and a world, and we then drafted a script. And then the next stage was we then gathered a group of local actors, and the idea behind it was to bring as many local actors, because everybody obviously has been isolated, there's not much work going, and we wanted to try and bring everybody that we could who we knew would benefit from Someday Soon. So it's not just the listeners, it's obviously the people involved also. And we then recorded it with local sound technician Keely Ray, who's fantastic. She worked out how we could all record remotely so we wouldn't have to come together, and obviously we could be responsible in that way. And she then at the moment is in the process of editing the play through all of the software that she uses, and then that will obviously be broadcast through our socials, our YouTube, and on our website too.
Awesome. But obviously, without giving away too much, because I mean, you know, you don't want to ruin it and give away spoilers. And what can our listeners expect when they go onto your sites and watch these or listen to these dramas?
I suppose if I was going to describe our radio soap, or I was going to give you a little blurb, so to speak, I'd say that it's a love story between two people that spans over their lifetime, with a little twist thrown in there.
Oh, intrigued.
It will be being broadcast on Friday the 28th of August. It'll be uploaded at midday, and then it'll be there for everybody to listen to at their leisure. It'll be on our YouTube, which is No Place Productions, our website, which is noplaceproductions.co.uk. We have a Someday Soon page, and it will also be on our Instagram, No Place Productions, and Twitter, which is @NoPlacePro.
Big thank you there to John Burns of No Place Productions. Looking forward to that. It sounds really interesting.